Alright, so game 2 of ANZAC Cup versus Rob. I played him with my, the Chaos Army in 4C.
Dudes.
Yeah, so take us through your list, man. It's Imperial Guards.
Alright, so we got a couple of squadroned up battle tanks, blob of 30 dudes with autocannons and plasma guns. The Lord Commissar is hiding in them. Then we've got a platoon squad with the missile launcher, a command squad with a las cannon.
Who's got -3 leadership now because of Death Leaper?
Bloody Death Leaper. Then we got a plasma tank, Melter Devil Dog, Chimera with Vets, 3 Melter las cannon, Chimera with Vets, 3 plasma las cannon, and that's all there is.
No reserves?
No reserves.
Excellent. And so he's playing my list and he thought I was be setting up like normal because we're playing quarters. And they're my Gene Stealers, all in the corner here, hiding away from most of his stuff. And so I've got my Bivor and Prime here, waiting to jump in. Alright, so another interesting mission. This is all about getting into your opponent's deployment zone. And every unit you've got, every scoring unit you've got in there, you get 2 points. There's some special things where, you know, if you've killed the most amount of units, you get an extra point, and First Blood, and Slay the Warlord. So, getting into it, I'm playing against Imperial Guard, and Rob, I played Rob with my Chaos Army in 4C, so you can watch that if you want. He got the first turn, I believe, so he's deployed first. I deploy my guys in the back, and then I infiltrate my entire army over here. Because I saw how he deployed, I knew the mission was getting into the deployment zone, and because he's never played against like this type of army where, you know, everyone's infiltrating, he didn't even think that there was a possibility. Like it hadn't have crossed his mind, which I guess it should have. And he, after the game, said, "Oh yeah, after deployment, he said, oh yeah, that's right, you can do that." So, what that really meant though was his 2 battle tanks up in the top there, and his blob squad were really out of position to do anything for actually most of the game. And so I was versing most of his army, most of my army versus say half of his army, which was great. Turn 1 was night fight, and I thought I was quietly confident just from my after deployment that I would win this game, just because the only way to get points is to be in your opponent's deployment zone. So you can just see from here, like this is turn 1 here, and what's he going to get? Like, because the deployment zones are like 18 inches. It's table quarters, but the circle in the middle is 18 inches wide, so it's actually really, really hard. You know, he has to travel about 24 inches to get into my deployment zone, and that's not where my army is. So he's trying to do it with a unit of veterans, but unfortunately he gets immobilized here on those rocks. And you know what I mean? Like I saw that and I said, look, he's not going to get any units into my deployment zone. My mission is to get at least 1 and win. And I knew it would be a very small scoring game. I just charged forward and ran everything, going for that turn 2 charge on all his tanks. My Bivors did work in killing a whole bunch of his, you see the big holes there, a whole bunch of his, what are they called, the infantry guys. And really, I mean, when you're playing a crazy-ass Gene Stealer Lictor list, you don't really have a game plan. It's just, you know, as long as your deployment's okay, you just run forward. My Morlocks, though, doing work, I land on his command squad and kill them all. His platoon command got instant killed, you know, toughness, strength 6 blast on toughness 3, which is always a good thing. And then the rest, because he didn't deploy them that well. My other Morlock, I think, scattered onto impassable terrain and then just came back in, went back into reserves, and everything else came on. Because I think I got the Warlord traits reroll reserves, or +1 to +1. No, I think it was reroll reserves. It was good. Here, the rest of the melee tide walking forward, causing havoc. I really like Broodlords, and something I'm going to be. I've got two minds of lists that I want to run in the next few tournaments, even no comp tournaments, like actual, hard as nails type thing. Actually, there's three lists. So there's one, I want to do Skyblight, like I've got two versions of Skyblight type armies. Lots of flying monstrous creatures, but two different variations of how I'd actually run that. Then there's the artillery node type army, which is using artillery node and a very well-rounded list. And then there's just a very well-rounded list without artillery node, because in one of the tournaments that I want to go to, they're not allowing any. Well, actually, most of the tournaments, there's only been one that's allowed so far. They're not allowing the, what are they called, the formations. So I need to, be able to build a list without relying on formations. But those missions that's in the what's it called, the tournaments that actually allow formations, I want to start playing with the formations, because getting an extra HQ, like Death Leaper, I've got for this entire tournament. Death Leaper adding, doing the negative D3 leadership. I can see it work. Some games it was -3, some games it was only -1. And he's annoying enough where, he can pop up and people can only snapshot. He never died, which was great. And he did cause enough annoyances to people. But the thing is, the main reason I brought him was to, get those psychers and stuff like that. And no one brought them, because this is it was a comp tournament, it was a fun tournament.